Welcome to a special edition of the Games Rock channel. We're calling this Old Games Rock because that's what this is, an old game. Sword of the Samurai by Microprose Labs. During the days of DOS and simulators like F-19 and Airborne Rangers. This is a simulation for being a samurai in feudal Japan. I played the crap out of this game back in the day, so this is going to be a little bit more of a guided tour than a Let's Play. Because my action's not going to be that spontaneous, because I remember this game so well. So, we're going to start a new game. Now, this game recreates the time of the three unifiers of Japan, where the feudal period kind of ended. I'm scrolling through all the clans now, because they're pretty much all their own clan. And you can be most of these names that you should remember from, if you have any familiarity with feudal Japan history. Sengoku Jidai played Shogun's Total War or Samurai Warriors. There's the Tokugawa, there's the Oda, there's the Imagawa, there's the Imagawa. Uesugi and Takeda are in here somewhere. There's Takeda, there's Hojo. Uesugi's like way up here. Yeah, okay. Anyway, you get to pick which clan you want to be, and the only downside is it does not have the actual historical figures. What you're doing instead is creating your own story, basically. So, as you can see, these clans all have different qualities. Right now I'm looking for one with good generalship and land, because land and generalship are two of the hardest things to max out in this game. The other two stats are honor, that's what the rising sun is on the left. The fan is generalship. That little sword thingy is sword, and the thing on the right is land. So I'm going to go with the... No, not that's what it told me. They have no honor. You'll have land, but you'll be defending it from your rivals this whole time. Kinabatake? That's not too bad. The Asai, the Oda, the Tokugawa, the Murakami, the Imagawa, Nakamura, Sigi. No, these guys have no honor. Where's the Date? They have tons of land. Nah, that's too much land, actually, honestly. Because everyone's going to have land. And the thing is, you're up against rivals to try and rise up through the race. You don't start out running the clan, you just start out as being one of its retainers. Alright, I've messed around with this long enough, and I need to just pick somebody. So I'm going to go with the Shimazu. All the way in the corner here. We're going to play on Katana difficulty level because it's the best balance between challenge and no challenge. And no Dachi is just insane. And I want to max out my land because getting land is one of the hardest things in this game. Lord Akahito, the Hatamoto whom you will serve, welcomes you to the race of his samurai subordinates. He says, "Your father served Shimazu clan well. I am sure you will live up to his name. Please be introduced to my other samurai. Each rival respects you closely as you meet him. First Azaemon is a samurai of great renown. He controls a very large 5, commanding 56 warriors. He is known throughout the province as a cautious samurai of great honor. Genbei is a promising samurai who has a very large 5 and 54 warriors. He is a cautious samurai of great honor. Tomonori is a cautious samurai of no great distinction and great honor, who controls a large 5 and 42 warriors. You have a very large 5 and command 22 samurai. You are known as a warrior of satisfactory honor." Yeah, there's my guy. You don't get to choose your look in this game. You're always that guy. There's a whole bunch of other faces, but you're stuck with that one no matter what. So, here's my home screen. I can choose to do a bunch of different things, all geared toward the objective here is to rank myself up higher than my rivals here, so that when the time comes to choose a new Hatamoto, they'll choose me and not one of them. I do that by increasing my honor, my land, my army size, and my swordsmanship doesn't really have anything to do with it. My generalship really doesn't have anything to do with it, even though generalship makes winning battles easier. So anyway, I've got some honor but not enough, but opportunities for honor come real easily in this game. It is much more difficult to grow land and troop size, so I'm going to start by equipping more samurai. Selecting Loyal Men of Honor and Fierceness, you equip 14 samurai. And this is a chance to use my troops. A large body of any troops will pass into a rival province. Who will sweep them away from me? Ah! I have the perfect bride for you, says the matchmaker. A modest woman from a family of commendable honor who has been well trained in the skills of household management. Her name is Momo, and her father, not her fire, requires only a small gift of land. She awaits suitors at Lord Akihito's castle. Oh, and a chance for honor. An assassin sent to slay Lord Akihito has been cornered in a tower room of Lord Akihito's castle. One courageous enough to engage this assassin in single combat would surely gain much honor. So there's 3 things for me to do. I'm going to travel at the head of my troops, because I'm going for the battle as well. So those events pretty much happen all the time. Oh, what? How did he get there first? Tomonori has married Momo in a traditional ceremony. Well, I can't go for the bride now. That's okay, another matchmaker will approach me with one. Some brides have a little honor, and some have a lot. The more honor the bride has, or the family has, the larger gift of land the father requires. Tomonori's wife is under attack by a small group of Takahashi samurai. He urges all true samurai to join him in crushing the invaders. Well, I just might help him do that. My warriors could be eager for battle, but honestly, I might be a little bit too weak for that. So, I'm going to defend the clan's honor. Stay out, the assassin screams. Enter the room and you die. Obviously, he knows nothing of honor. Sword held before you, you leap into the room to face him. Now, a weakness of being Shimazu is that my swordplay stat starts out really low, which I think means that my reaction times in this little sword minigame are lower. However, this is the beginning of the game and encounters are easier. Ow, he hit me. I thought I could back away, but I couldn't. You see how the music gets all slow and not so upbeat when I take a hit, and then when I even the odds again. Ow! Stop it! I could die, like, right now, if this guy beats me. And this sword minigame is pretty cool, but honestly the secret to it is just non-stop attack. And it gets more upbeat the further ahead I get. I can block too, but blocking doesn't really work very well. So I just keep attacking until he lets down his guard. Ow! Stop it! This Let's Play could be over really quick. Whew! The story over needs spreads rapidly. You are even commanded by Lord Akihito. He states that it is good to see Ratman perform a commendable act, an honorable act. He is a samurai of commendable honor. Ah! A family of great honor. Her name is Miruku, but her father requires a moderate gift of honor rather than simply small. Well, let's court a bride. Oh, she has 2 suitors. No! They're probably going to choose her over me. I mean him over me, because he's got more everything than I do. Yep. You wish them both a happy and fruitful life together, but you cannot accept this decision as other than a personal affront. Yeah, I kinda do. Screw you, Genbei. You and I are enemies now. We were rivals before, but... Oh, great. Now she has barely adequate honor. If I marry into a family with barely adequate honor, my own honor will go down. I can get it back up, but it just means I have that much higher hill to climb. I like the name Kitashi, though, so we'll go for her. Whoa! The matchmaker reports that Kitashi went to view a nearby waterfall and was kidnapped by bandits. They've been traced to an abandoned castle. If you save her, you will be regarded as an excellent prospect for a match. You decide to enter the bandit's lair and rescue Kitashi. Alright, this is our first melee encounter, where you are one samurai alone against many enemies. Check out the little dude. We're all a bunch of little dudes. We look like the dudes from Wayne Gretzky Hockey on the regular Nintendo. Whoa! So there are 4 different enemy types in this game mode. The yellow guys are swordsmen, the green ones are archers, the brown ones are spearmen, and the green ones are musketeers. And I have a sword and a bow. I'm special because I'm a samurai, and these guys are not. They're bandits. And common peasant soldiers. And I have an unlimited amount of arrows too, so you don't want to mess with me. What's up, musketeer? So the bride is somewhere in this castle, and I have to find her, and then pick her up and carry her out of here. Sounds kind of caveman-esque, but... Oh, there she is. She's that blue thing right there. Just sitting there, looking forlorn. And I got these spearmen about to... Oh, crap. I'm about to get flanked, and this game's about to be over right about now. Oh, maybe not. Oh, check that out. You see that? They all started to run away after they saw me kill the one guy with the sword. The AI in this game is actually fairly dynamic in that sense. Morale of both your guys, when you have guys with you, and enemies is a pretty important thing to keep track of. You can use the sword to take out more enemies in that sense, because if they see you killing an enemy with the sword, it might make them panic, like it made that guy panic. And then he ran into his friends, and they started running away because he was, you know, presumably yelling and in fear at seeing me cut them down with the sword. Alright, we got them all out of here, we pick up the bride, and we walk out of here. Cue the victory music. And everyone's happy. Endure delays with fortitude. In other words, that's the loading screen. Arrayed in your finest garments, you and your chosen bride are married by a Shinto priest before a gathering of family entertainers. The day is a whirl of gifts from friends and admirers, fine speeches and poems, and best of all, the shy, adoring glances of your new wife. Tomonori has attacked the invaders, but has not succeeded in driving them all away. And his recent loss of rice-growing land has forced him to release Samurai from his service. He can no longer support them properly. Aww. Ooh, another chance for honor. The band of Ronin has been menacing travelers on the high road. The one who brought an end to these outrages would surely be regarded as a hero. So, I go here. I'm already here, so I get to do it right away. That's how it goes. The opportunities for honor come up, you go to the Lord's Castle to take them, and then you go do them. This is at a road. The band of rogue Ronin appears and arrogantly starts across the rice paddies toward you. You draw your sword and move to meet them. This is another melee scenario. This is a rice paddy. The light blue is the rice in the water, which is like shin deep or something like that, which is why if you start to move it through it, you'll move slowly. Like that. See how I slow down? And this darker area is like the pathways. Ah! That's why I shoot the Spearman, but the archer got close enough, so my sword came out. I don't get to choose when my sword or bow are drawn, it just is done automatically as enemies get close. Funny little sound effects. This back in the days before Sound Blaster. Anybody play games that far back? Where the best in sound technology was an ad-lib soundboard? Oh, the game suddenly froze. That means that there was someone who ran away, and that was the last guy. It just freezes when the last guy either flees or dies. Usually dies. The merciless samurai fall before your flashing blade, and the stain on the honor of Clan Shimazu is removed. I am still a samurai of commendable honor. They use different words to describe the different levels of honor. Commendable is about halfway up, and as a result of recent events, your standing in the clan has improved. Yay! You plan the changes you'll make when you become Hatamoto. Bandits menaces the peasants of Genbei's 5. Okay, I have a bride, so we don't have to be enemies anymore. I will come help you. Coming to help your ally will give you a chance to gain generalship, and it will make him more friendly toward you, which means he is less likely to try to do bad things to you to cut you down. Because you are all rivals, even though you are also friends. This is the same as the 7 samurai to his army. The 7 samurai. No, you may not have the 7 samurai. I order my warriors to help Genbei. Ha, now you'll have only 3 samurai. An assassin is in the palace again. A lot of time passes before you actually get the chance to do this battle. Your offer to help Genbei is graciously accepted. Indeed, he urges you to accept the generalship. Together you are certain to rout the intruders. And here's the battle scenario. So I have these 2 units. They are Ashigaru spearmen. And the enemy has the same. They're numbered 1 and 2. And I just pressed the number of the unit to give them orders, and that was over even faster than I anticipated. Usually the enemies don't die completely. They just lose a couple guys, and then they run away. And you guys just chase them off the map, and that's the end. Under your leadership, the combined forces rout the invaders. Together you and Genbei survey the heads of your defeated foes. Ha ha ha. And just like that, Genbei retires, to study the ways of the Buddhas. All my life I have followed the way of the warrior. Is it not time at last for contemplation? You mean you retired to go have a getaway with your wife that you just married? Yukihira will take his former retainer's place because Genbei did not stay in business long enough to have a son and heir. But Yukihira is a worthy samurai who knows his duty. And whenever a new guy shows up, he kind of has more to prove than everyone else, so he goes a little bit lower on the totem pole, which means I got to go up a little bit more. Here's Yukihira right here. I will enter boldly at the estate. The head retainer is polite and correct in his manner, but obviously curious as to why you've come. You tell him you'd like to visit someone. Hi, Yukihira. I'm new in town, and I wish to invite you to a tea ceremony so that we will be friends. Yukihiro graciously accepts your invitation. He arrives at your tea house at the appointed time and praises its simple elegance. You perform the tea ritual perfectly, and he compliments you on your skill. You demean your abilities, but inside you are exultant. The beauty of this ceremony has helped erase any bad feelings between you. And you have returned to your estate. There weren't any bad feelings. Oh dang, Tomonorio abdicates now. Nakano. But he actually has an heir. Alright. I'm equipping a few more samurai. How big is my force right now? Could be a little bit more. 5 more, 47. That's pretty good. You receive word that your wife has won you a daughter. You pray to your ancestors that she may be blessed with a happy life and an advantageous marriage. Yukihiro is traveling by himself. Oh, he's probably going to try and win honor. That's what he says. If it is my fate to win honor on this duty, will it not be greater if I do it alone? Well, we'll find out. Sometimes they say that, and they're really up to something that has nothing to do with honor. Why did I go traveling by myself? I wanted to bring my troops to the palace. Nakano is traveling by himself. Well, I got here first, so I'm going to defend the clan's honor. Now, if I die, this game over. I start all over. However, if I were to have an heir, and I were to die, then I would take up the game again as my heir, pretty much picking up where I left off, just like Nakano picked up where Tomonori left off as he retired. But just like Tomonori, I'd have to start, or Nakano and Yukihira, the 2 new guys, just like those other 2 new guys, I too would have to go down a peg and start again. Come on, you know you want to die. Ow! I'm here. Kinda sucks that your enemy always looks the same no matter what the scenario. There are a couple of other arenas that you can see yourself duel in, but it doesn't really mean anything. Yeah, we've already seen that one. But now I'm a samurai of great honor. My honor has gone up. Alright, I'm going home. Traveling alone, testing myself against fate. I'm gonna go grab my troops, and we're gonna go do that. Oh! Yukihiro was caught at the estate of Fusazemon while engaged in some impropriety. Yukihiro has been released. It said that his family paid a tiny piece of land as a ransom. I am disappointed in Yukihiro's behavior. He is a samurai of barely adequate honor. That means he tried to take a hostage from Fusazemon. That's what happens when you try and fail. Nakano has married the daughter of Fusazemon. Okay, so Fusazemon is still the guy to beat. He's very honorable, he has a lot of land, he's an accomplished general, and the hat icon in the middle is how many guys he's got. And he's got a family. Alright. It's time for me to go and tell the Lord that my troops are ready for battle. There's a group of enemy soldiers holding the pass to the neighboring province. That was what was going on. And now we're going to clear that pass. Your army marches to the pass, you address your troops. Think only of your enemy, not of yourself. To think of losing is to lose. Set your might to victory. Now attack! And we are pretty much evenly matched. My starting formation determines the initial movement orders my men are given, but it's up to me to take them from where they start to where they end. Now, I'm going with the katana formation. The idea behind katana is that you have one group of guys in the front, and one hits him in the flank. You can see the enemy is turning to face my guys as they get too close, but then he turns around to face the other guys because they're too close. The advantage to this is I've got 2 guys and he's only got 1, because the other one isn't going to move to get in on this fight, because they kind of don't really do that, and I'm going to hit him from both sides. And the morale system works in these encounters too, because it really hurts an enemy unit's morale if they get hit from more than one side. And if you hit them in the flank, they can't defend themselves pretty much at all. So you totally want to hit them in the flank anytime possible. So here we go again. I hit him in the flank this time instead of the rear. Oh, my guys managed to flank him. Yep, and they turned and ran. And now they're going to get switched between my 2 guys again. And they will be annihilated. It doesn't really get you anything else to annihilate them versus just defeat them. Unlike in the Total War games. Because in Total War, whoever got away from the battlefield would be back to face you another day. So I got a moderate piece of the captured territory. That is good. Yukihiro is traveling by himself. He's probably trying to do the same thing again with Fusazemon. Guys in this game tend to get caught in the same habits and don't break them. So he's just going to keep trying to take hostages until something stops him. Ah! You receive word that your wife has won you an heir to the House of Rockman. You are filled with warmth and bright joys. The sun had risen in your heart. Your wife probably accepts Denko as a fine name. I want to live a happy life, so I will not go against her suggestion. Alright. I'm doing pretty good, but I still need to get myself above Denko here. I got more land than he does, but fewer troops. So I can equip more troops. Yeah, Fusazamon's still getting land from Yukihira. Yukihira can't afford to keep his samurai because he's having to give his land to Fusazamon in ransom. I can only equip so many guys at one time, but it keeps going up and I'm equipping more than Fusazamon is. Ah! That's an ugly face! And he has invaded in my fight for the moderate unit of samurai and claimed lands for himself. This trespass must not go unchallenged. The Seakin is going to come to help me like I came to help Tominori. Nope. It's just me. And you. And, oh, yuck, my guys are standing in a marsh. Let's get them out of that marsh. It sucks fighting in marsh. Even more if you're cavalry, which you'll get to see later. You don't get cavalry at this early stage of the game, though. Yep, we got you good. Controlling the soldiers is kind of awkward in this mode, using a keyboard. But using a joystick in melee mode is even more awkward, or the swordplay mode even. And it's a primitive game, you can't really switch between, you have to go with just one or the other for the whole thing. I get a little bit of honor for successfully defending myself, but I lost some guys. Oh, no, I just got my guys back. Ooh, bandits marauding peasants' villages. It is time for me to go to the peasants' villages, by way of Lord Akahito's manor. Yukihira is not traveling by himself to gain honor, he is traveling by himself to try and take a hostage. I am traveling by myself to gain honor. You confront the bandits in the village they plan to despoil. Contemptuously, you draw your katana and attack. Alright. This is a village melee. So now you've pretty much seen the 3 different melee maps in the game. Village, rice paddy, and castle. And the whole game just boils down to different variations on these gameplay types. It's kind of like Sid Meier's Pirates, which is not surprising because it was made by much the same team at Microprose. And like Sid Meier's Pirates, it's just got a lot of historical context to everything that goes on here. These maps are procedurally generated. Oh crap. Not procedurally generated, it's more like just a random generation. That stream is going to stick me on the end of his stick. His pointed stick. He comes at me with a pointed stick and I must swing my not pointed stick. Katanas have edges, not points. You can't dally too long before these guys take their shot at you, but if you close in on them, they can't really bring the weapon to bear on you. Or at least it takes them a little longer to do so. You have more time. Alright, they all ran away. Or at least those last 2 guys did. Or the last 1 guy did because I shot this other one who was trying to run away. Haha. As I contemplate the virtue of patience. Oh, no more patience. Such dogs as these metas cannot stand before a noble samurai. You cut them down as they flee, or shoot them down. Rockmine as a Hatamoto samurai. I'm getting ahead of myself now, not a Hatamoto yet. I am a samurai of extreme honor. And now I am a big favorite. I knew it! I had to outstrip Fusazamon for honor. Oh, he has increased his available wealth by raising the rice tax in his fief. Those peasants already complained of the burden. It wouldn't take much to push them into open rebellion. That's something that I can do too if I feel that I need more land and there's no opportunity to take it from bad guys. Because the way you win more land is by winning battles on the field. And he's obviously not getting enough land from Yukihira. See, I had that option to raise the rice tax too, but it can push your peasants to rebellion, and it's also considered dishonorable. So I'm not going to do it. I've got just as much land as Fusazamon and even more honor. Ooh, Fusazamon is under attack. Lord Akahito is planning another campaign against the Takahashi clan, but it is said that this time he is greatly outnumbered. Well, that is the message that comes up to let you know that you are about to lose your lord, and you better hurry up and get yourself in position to take his place. Ah, I encounter a traveling samurai who says, I observe that your style of swordsmanship is different from mine. I wish to challenge you to a duel to prove the superiority of my school. Okay, let's do this. We will duel. The fact that we're facing out here in an open field versus a castle has no bearing on the fight. It's just background setting. And I'll take any chance I can get to very much swordsmanship. I really should just be practicing Kenjutsu back in my house. Because practicing Kenjutsu is a lot easier. And you can get your skill up without the chance of dying. If I lose, chances are I will die. But losing a scenario does not always necessarily mean you die. There's a chance that you will survive. Except when you're playing on the hardest mode, then you always die when you lose. But I win. It is over. Your opponent lays dead on the ground before you. It might just as easily have been you. Truly, life is no more lasting than a flower in the spring. Alright, Toshiro. That's a cool name. The other one's gonna get to be my heir because nothing can happen to your family. But I still get to name him if I want to. Nah, Toshiro's fine. It doesn't really matter what you name your second and third sons. Don't get to name your daughters at all, I just realized. Ooh. SA of the neighboring Hyuga province is sowing the seeds of a very large invasion force. A storm should destroy this crop before it ripens. Well, guess where I'm going? Oh, now you can hear us coming after me. No. Well, you know what? Actually, this is what he does. He says, "It is good to have a family to carry on one's name. My advice is to guard your family carefully." I ask, okay, maybe this fine advice, but would it not be fitting to acknowledge a debt equal to its worth? So, I have two choices. I can send him the wealth of a tiny piece of land, or I can ignore these thinly veiled threats. If I do that, he's going to try and come take a hostage from me, just as he's been trying to do it from Fusazemon. I can afford a tiny piece of land. I'm going to give it to him this time. But they don't stop doing it once once they start, whether you appease them or not. So, let's finish this with Fusazemon, then we're going to go to the clan castle to win that battle. And then we're probably going to have to keep dealing with freaking, I'm forgetting his face already, Yukihira. Man, you shouldn't be messing with me. Whatever. They all want to mess with me because I'm the favorite. And the poison of jealousy begins to spread among your rivals, as it says, when you are the favorite. So they just start coming for you. Together you and Fusazemon survey the heads of your defeated foes. Alright. I'm not going to order my troops to attack him. I don't know why I would. The option is there. I guess if they do something that really insults you. But it's considered really dishonorable. So anyway, I'm going off to greater campaigns. Yukihira is traveling by himself again. Let's say the clan's enemy knew you were coming and he has raided his forces to meet you. You promote your own troops and give the order to attack. Oh dang, this is a very large invasion force. But I got a little bit more than he does. One weird thing about controlling in this game is I can select my guys with the regular selector, which is the enter key, and if I do that, then they keep moving while I give them orders. But if I press them by selecting their number, they stop until I give them orders. It can be awkward and frustrating, but it can also be used to my benefit. Aha! Flinked you again. And now we're going to flank this other guy. And that's the whole idea of the katana formation. I find myself using this formation more than any other in this game, because it's the easiest to pull off, at least in this early stage. The battles will get a much more large scale, and you'll have much more different unit types later on in the game, but at this early stage, it's just infantry battles on a small scale. Because there's other unit types. There's archers, cavalry, and musketeers. But you don't get archers. You may get archers before becoming a Hatamoto, but you will not get cavalry or musketeers before becoming one. The power of SA is broken, and I get a moderate piece of the captured territory. This is very good. I'll get even more men, and it'll be even harder for the likes of Fusazemon to unseat me. Yukihira showing by himself again. A small force, says Sohei. I didn't read that. The campaign against Takahashi clan is going poorly, but Lord Akihito has proclaimed I will return in triumph or not at all. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, Yukihira, yes, I will accept you as my son-in-law. Oh, my daughter's name is Murasame. That's a pretty name. I'm about to become the Hatamoto anyway, so I'm not going to see you again when that happens. Because once I become the Hatamoto, I get promoted. And then I just have more rivals, but they're none of these guys. So it doesn't matter what these guys think of me after that point. I don't have to deal with my subordinates anymore either once I become a Hatamoto. So I never see these guys as faces again, that I'm currently rivals with. Another assassin. These guys suck. They keep getting cornered. Some assassin. Ninjas are not supposed to be out in the open, cornered, or otherwise seen by their quarry. Either that or Lord Akihito just has good guards. But it's like, he's in a campaign against the Takahashi clan, presumably. Not really. Because even while that's going on, he still is the one who gives all of her messages for opportunities and stuff like that. You guys suspend this really fun that one. And let's finish this assassin, and finish this assassin, there we go. And hopefully it won't be much longer before I get promoted. I am a samurai of extreme honor. I should remain the favorite. Your troops march to the besieged fort. As you approach, the Sohei turn to face you. The warrior monks are not samurai, but they are fierce fighters and worthy opponents. Oh wow, there's archers. I've got archers. Now you get to see what archers do. Archers are samurai. All of them are, because you have to train really long to become good with the bow, and peasants don't get that kind of training. So the archers just shoot at the enemy, and the enemy closes in. But the thing about archers is they don't allow the enemy to close in. They just fall back when the enemy starts to close in. Unless you force them to. Because they're just armed with swords, and they're not as heavily armored. So they're not as good in close combat as spearmen. Even though the samurai are archers, and the spearmen are ashigaru, peasants. A very large invasion force. Well then, I think I'm going to go destroy a very large invasion force. I talk screws. Alright, there is a river here. So, I'm going to try a different setup. I'm going to do this. But, we're going to get the archers to come over here so that the guys have to go across the river to come after him. Because rivers slow you down, and you don't fight as well in a river. So the archers will get to use the river to inflict more damage on them. And then actually I'm going to have to hit them from behind. So it's kind of like a katana formation, but not quite. Get a little closer and start shooting already. There you go. Now you fun guys, they try and close in on the archers. Group 1, you will just stay there and you will not engage yet. Come on, Group 3. Okay. No, you are to engage. Take him out. There you go. They're running away from you. Stop retreating. Okay, now, everybody, turn around and go after these guys. Crap. I can't even select Group 3. They're so far to the edge of the map. There we go. Alright. It sucks to lose your guys just because they won't go too close to the edge of the map, even though they're not actually routed. Alright, let's finish this. I'm gonna get totally sandwiched here, and this is really gonna hurt. But it's gonna hurt you a lot more than it hurts me. My archers didn't even bother to shoot. I don't think they could hit my own guys. I don't think there's friendly fire in this, but we'll just think that that's what it is. Nakano, you may not have wealth from a very small piece of land, because I'm going to need all the land I can get. When I get promoted to Hatamoto, my huge holdings aren't going to look so huge, because all the other Hatamoto are going to have holdings just as huge. I can't even raise the rice tax to get any more land. My holdings are so huge. Yep, they're still up to their old tricks. Oh! It is the dead of night. You hear a muffled scream and are instantly awake. Could there be an intruder in the house? You pick up your sword and slide back the door. Alright. This is a home invasion. And guess what I'm up against? Oh, those are my guards. They're all dead. Hey, check out the blue person. Oh, who's that black guy just appeared in front of me? I'll give you one guess. Those ninjas are invisible until they actually... You know what? Guess who the guy with the sword is? Guess who? Yeah, those ninjas are invisible until they actually attack you, either with a shuriken or a sword. But they suck in a fight, they're easy to beat. It is Nakano. I will duel you. You tried to take a hostage from my family. That was that little blue person in the corner there. The good news is they can never kill none of your family. Taking a hostage just means that you have to either go rescue them or pay to get them back. Yeah, that's how it goes. Instead of me paying you a small piece of land, you paid me a small piece of land. Excuse me, a very small piece of land. Anyway, this is going to keep going, and hopefully I'll get to be Hatamoto real soon. And we'll wrap up the episode there once that happens. I'm just passing time now, really. And I can't equip any more samurai, so I'm just going to go to Kenjutsu practice. But you can see this is way easier. This guy's not even trying to block. Almost. It's way easier than an actual duel. But I don't think it passes very much time. Through diligent practice with your teacher, you improve your swordsmanship. Ah, Lord Akihito was killed leading his troops in an attack on an enemy clan. Who is worthy enough to replace him? Who's got 2 thumbs? Lord Shimazu selects you as his new Hatamoto. You accept the honor with apparent gravity, but inside your heart swells with pride. He introduces you to his other Hatamoto. You now join the ranks of my trusted lieutenants. I depend on all of you to work together for the glory of the Shimazu clan. They all eye you speculatively. Kuimon. Great honor. Large fife. Fuhito. Very large fife. Satisfactory honor. Me. Only a moderate fife. It was a huge fife when I was just a samurai, but now that I'm a Hatamoto, it's only a little bit of a fife by comparison. Disappointing Hatamoto. Satisfactory honor. This small fife. 210 measly warriors. Alright, so we are back to where we started, except we're a stage higher. The next step up from here is being Lord Shimazu yourself, and from there you go for Shogun. We'll pick it up next time. So then keep playing games, because games rock. I just gotta not let that happen. Just have to shoot all of those blue target panels. Oh my god! Oh, fuck, that sucks. I gotta start this all over now.